Welcome to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. I'm Avery Henningsen alongside Sam Miller, and we have some out-of-conference matchup here tonight as Bates College takes on Husson University in what should be a good matchup here tonight. Sam, right now the Eagles off to their best start in probably the last several seasons, 4-0 to start out the season, and they're looking good out there right now.
Absolutely. I had the pleasure of talking to Jeremy Maranta before the game tonight. And this is their best start since the 2017-2018 season, so they are red hot right now.
And this Bates team coming in here after a loss to Babson College. They're just off to a 1-5 start to their season, losing one of their better players in Steph Baxter, a 1,000-point scorer for that Bates Bobcats team. So definitely, I think coming into this season, expectations were a little bit lower than in years past, but obviously Bates, a NESCAC school. NESCAC schools are usually just a little bit step higher than a lot of the NAC schools out there. Obviously, it changes year to year, but I think this should be a really good one tonight.
Absolutely. Like you said, NESCAC teams are not to be mistaken for. Don't let the numbers fool you. This Bates team is very, very good. They love to push the pace. They're very fast. They really want to get you to play to their tempo. So if I'm the Eagles, the one thing I want to do is just push my own tempo and get out, hit the ground running, and just play stellar basketball from beginning to end.
And this is a Bates team that has a lot of defensive-minded players out there, led by Captain Simon McCormick, player who has had 14 steals already on the season. They're going to try to outpace this Eagles team. Like you mentioned, Sam, we're going to hand this one over to the public address announcer for the starting lineup and national anthem in just a moment, and we'll be back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. And welcome back here to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. We're about to get underway here. The Eagles will come out with a starting five featuring Derek Cullen, Jeremy Maranta, Riles Neff, Jared Balzer, and Andre McCauley. A lot of new players in that starting group. And for the visiting Bobcats, will be Trace Goffin, Elliot Kravitz, Lincoln Rybeck, Stephen Ward, and Peter Sahajas. And this will definitely be an interesting one. Right now, the Eagles rolling kind of at the helm of transfer student Riles Neff, who's been just putting on a show out there for the Eagles faithful, leading the team in points per game. Him and Maranta have looked deadly on the scoring end. And Neff will start with the ball here, give it over to Colin out on the wing. Colin trying to drive inside. That one knocked wide. And will stay with the Eagles here.
That's the thing about this Bates team right now. They've got not a lot of size compared to the Eagles, but they are very athletic, and they can do that to you in the paint.
And Maranta putting a little move on there will draw the shooting foul. So he should go to the line here to take two. Maranta this season getting his first kind of crack at the starting lineup, has been a player off the bench last season, averaged about 27 minutes per game, so it's not like he wasn't playing a major role, but a lot of the time came in. I mean, Justice Kendall playing well out there together, but now this year, one of the starting guards for this Eagles squad.
Maranta coming into this year with a bit of a chip on his shoulder. I was able to talk to him before this game today, and he has fully embraced his leadership role on this team. He's their leading rebounder on the team despite being 6'1". Incredibly athletic, he's vocal, he's communicative. Husson really struck gold with him, and he is putting on an absolute show this year.
And Bates will take a corner three here. This one just off the front edge of the rim. Maranta made both those two free throws, so the Eagles up to the early start here. As Neff will hand this one off to McCauley. Back over to Maranta now. Maranta going inside to Balzer. Balzer's going to take a little mid-range jumper there, and that one just a little too far. Now this one being brought in up through the middle here by Bates. It's Rybeck who's going to hand this one over to Sahajas. Now this one trying to go inside a little too quick. See if that one took a hit off a Bates player. It did, so the Eagles will regain possession of it.
Yeah, Sahajas had the right idea right there. It looked like he was trying to find that Carter to the lane, but just overthrew that pass, and here come the Eagles with the ball now.
And Neff will hand this one off to McCauley. Now out wide to Colin. Neff trying to go up through the middle here. And Maranta is just going to put a little shot on there. This one bouncing around right back out to Colin here. Neff, a transfer student out of California, as McCauley's going to try to take a shot there. So far, the Eagles scoreless from the floor. And now Bates on the offensive, trying to tie this one up. That'll be a foul on Maranta, I believe.
Maranta in disbelief at the call, but looks like he got him on the arm right there when he was going for that ball. Nonetheless, stay with the Bobcats right here.
And Bates will have this one on the end line. They're going to hand this one out to Ward. Now back to Rybeck here. Rybeck guarded by Neff. This one floated outside. McCauley, another transfer student here for the Eagles. This one a shot and three there as Gotham puts Bates on the board.
Yes. Zero hesitation there from Gotham. Just had a little bit of space right there. Let the three fly, and here we go.
And that's going to toss this one out around. The Eagles trying to go up through the middle here as Balzer throwing that one a little too short. A couple missed shots here from him early. Balzer sitting around at 6'8", 6'9", out there on the floor, and a menace inside the paint as of late for the Eagles. As I believe that one, another foul there. That one going against Neff for the Husson.
Go back to your point about Balzer. He has been an absolute force in the paint this year. What makes him so deadly is not only his defensive presence, but his touch around the rim. He's missed a couple bunnies so far in this game, but don't let that fool you. He is a very dangerous scorer inside that free throw line extended.
And that one, a foul there on McCauley. The Eagles up to 3 early on in this one. This one will be an inbound here from just in front of the Husson bench. As this one's going to be looped in to Rybeck. Rybeck trying to use that screen to get something going here. And now the Eagles trying to shut this one down. Under 6 seconds here on the shot clock. That one a shot rebound there from Maranta. That's what you talked about, Sam. Maranta, despite not being the tallest guy out there on the floor, been a menace off the board so far this season. Maranta's going to hand this one over to Balzer. Balzer back outside to McCauley. Now Neff with it, trying to go up through the middle, and a beautiful little move inside to net that one home for the Eagles.
Neff is a very shifty player, and he showed it right there. Just split the defense and just nice little finger roll up there and gives the Eagles the lead back in what has been a very tight game defensively for both these teams.
And we mentioned that the Bobcats, they're not going to win in a shootout, but they're definitely a team that can, if you leave them, let them hang around for a lot of it. As Maranta trying to go inside here, that one's going to be out, and it will stay with the Eagles here. But a very strong defensive team. They're going to be looking to win this one in kind of a low-scoring contest. Neff will give it to McCauley. McCauley open three here, just too long off the backside of the board there. This one trying to go inside. That's Gotham, but nothing there for him. And rebound from Balzer. As Neff will find a little shooting space here, take one off the front side of the rim. And rebounded by Bates. Is right now the Eagles just struggling to get shots on. Obviously, you had that one little play there from Neff. Haven't gotten a whole lot of buckets so far.
Yeah, you're going to credit the defensive intensity of Bates as well. They've really been stuck into their game plan and have executed. As Balzer knocks that one down, they've really come out and just executed their game plan defensively very well so far. And the Eagles have to find some sort of rhythm here.
And a mistake there from Bates leads to the Eagles having it here right in front of the basket. Difficult shot. And some good comeback defense there from Bates. On that one, it was just kind of a lax little pass that strayed its way towards the out-of-bounds line. Player had to just throw it back in. The Eagles almost coming away with a basket. So McCormick will come in, as well as Bajan here for this Bates team. McCormick, senior captain for the Bobcats, has that one a shot and score right around the rim on that one.
And that was Stephen Ward, just beat Balzer in the screen right there and had the mismatch on Maranta, who was able to put that right up into the paint and keep this game still tightly contested.
This one passed out wide to Neff. He's going to find Maranta, trying to box down McCormick, and he's going to get the and one on that one. The Eagles' chance here to open up the scoring a little bit.
That's what makes Jeremy Maranta so dangerous, Avery. He is a jack of all trades, lacking in none. He is exceptional when it comes to shooting, and his post play is severely underrated. He saw the mismatch right there with McCormick and just put the work on him. And as a result, it's that and one.
And he'll hit that one short off the front side of the rim. Now Bates here trying to go in transition. This three too long, and a rebound there from Maranta. Gonna find McCauley here now. Back out wide to Maranta. Neff with it. Neff found a little space there, and another shot. It's not finding its way home so far for the Eagles. And now this one trying to go up through the middle. That one poked out. And good defense there from the Eagles will lead to the turnover. It'll be Eric Ehlers who's going to replace McCauley out there.
Ehlers is having a phenomenal season as well. He doesn't score the most points, he's got the most rebounds, but he's a very effective player on both sides of the floor. Definitely somebody you need to look out for on offense, and a very tough defensive presence as well. He's a very good player.
Ehlers, one of the star-studded recruits the Eagles brought in last year. This one out to Balzer right around the free throw line, and he'll net that one home. I think Balzer right now might have the best shooting percentage of anybody on the floor. Not exactly the guy you first come to mind out there. This one a shot from the 3 off the back end of the board. Ayler's trying to get the rebound, and he's going to find Maranta with it. The Eagles bring the lead up to 5 now. Maranta trying to get past McCormick here, finding Ahlers. Ahlers back out to Colin here. Colin finding Balzer, this one out wide to Neff. 10 seconds now on that shot clock. Neff is going to go inside. That one too far. Balzer right there, though. And he'll put that one home for the Eagles.
Yeah, Balzer, once again, right place, right time. And who would have thought coming into this game that so far in this first half, Balzer is Husson's leading scorer right now.
Balzer up to 6 so far in this one. I think you mentioned it right from the get-go. The Eagles having a little bit of a size advantage, especially Balzer being guarded by the 6'4" Peter HS. Obviously, it's pretty close in size, but Balzer standing around 6'9". He's been having his way with it.
Yeah, he's just a matchup nightmare for anybody, regardless of what their size is. He's just very dangerous in that foul line extended, and is just super tough to guard in that game.
And Lewis will replace Balzer out there. Couple subs coming in for both teams. And the second free throw is good from Beijing. Now Maranta with it. As McCormick goes down on that one. Maranta finding Lewis on the inside. Lewis trying to box his way towards the side. Maranta open 3 somewhat there. That one going to go off of Colin. Maranta looked like he had a little window there for a second, but that defense closing fast.
Yeah, sometimes it just comes down to whether or not you're too wide open or too tight. With that, Maranta, like you said, they had like a little bit of a window, but then you got to give credit to, I believe it was Beijing who closed down on him just in time just to somewhat alter the shot.
Beijing, the little fadeaway jumper there. Won't get anything to go. Now Maranta bringing it back up the floor. He'll find Ahlers. Ahlers going to cut back inside, and a nice bucket there from Ahlers. As he puts the Eagles up 14-6 now.
That's Ahlers' bread and butter right there. He is a master of his craft, and that is the mid-range shot. Like foul line of the elbows, he is very dangerous in that part of the court.
As the Eagles are allowing this 3 to come off, they'll win the rebound on that one. That was Babakar Hui who tried to take that one. About a 30% three-point percentage on the season, so interesting there from the Eagles, letting him take that one. The freshman out of California, I believe him and Neff played AAU ball back in their high school days out on the West Coast. And one of those small world connections out there as Neff gets fouled on the shot. Will go to the line to take a couple. He'll make the first one as Maranta will depart for Luke Caruso here. Neff will take the second one and make that one. Now it will be a 16-6 lead here for the Eagles as they're definitely in the driver's seat so far as Lewis, I believe, might get the block for that one. That one knocked out wide. Ajin's going to toss this one in to Pui. Ajin taking the 3 just off the backside of the rim. A rebound there from Ahlers. Caruso trying to send a ball, or F that is, trying to find Caruso. That one knocked away by Beijing, though, out wide to McCormick. He's going to slip out there on the wing. Keep it alive. Good defense here from Caruso to slow it down. McCormick will take the 3 just off the backside of the rim. Ahlers here with the mismatch. He gets fouled on that one, not on the shot, though. It will be Eagles' possession, though.
I think give credit to the hands of Simon McCormick. It looked like Ahlers had a little bit of a lane there to get that layup, but the quick hands of McCormick really stopped that.
Yeah, McCormick there, only 5'9", trying to go up against 6'5" Ehlers. Managed to make the transition foul on that one. Neff will inbound this to Caruso. Now back out to Neff. Caruso shot from the corner here. That one too long though. Right into the hands of Bajan as Bates trying to work their way up the floor. Transition three here, too long again. This one bounced up in the air. Good play there from Ehlers to throw that one off of the Bobcats and out for an Eagles possession.
The Eagles are they thrive in the department of basketball. Hustle plays is really where it matters, and so far the Eagles, not in this game, but over the course of their season, have really, really been stellar at just keeping plays alive that really are going to help their team.
And Ehlers is going to take this from the corner, and he makes that one as Ehlers right now cooking out there on the floor. And we'll have a timeout here. We'll take a quick one here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network and be back in just 30 short seconds. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. I'm Avery Henningsen alongside Sam Miller. Right now the Eagles sporting an 18-6 lead over the Bates Bobcats in this one, about midway through the first half of action here. This one poked out top here by Bates, trying to go inside, and there's going to be a foul there on the Eagles. I think that one was on Ehlers. Be the fifth foul of the game so far for the Eagles, four for the visiting Bobcats. As Morata is going to replace Neff out there. Those two guards will play a lot of minutes in this one, I'm sure. This one going inside here, and a foul there back to back on Ehlers. And it will be a shooting foul there on that one. It'll be Grant Neto to take these two. Ehlers, right before those couple back-to-back fouls, was having a nice little, had about 5 minutes of action, had a couple nice rebounds, a couple nice defensive plays, and a few buckets down at the other end. And then back-to-back fouls here on this side. Second ball missed. This one a rebound here from Pui, though. Going to go out wide. Bajan open out here on the wing for now. Bobcats running into each other a little bit here at the top of the key. As Bajan's going to go inside with a nice bucket on that one.
That's a much-needed basket right there for Bobcats. They've been struggling in this first half right now. They've had some good-looking shots, but just have not been able to convert them. So that's got to feel good to shake some of the rust off.
That one a shot, but missed. Lead from Morata on that one. So now Neto trying to bring it back up through the middle. Neto trying a nice little play and a nice tip in there from Pui. That one looked like an initial missed basket. Pui on the rebound and tip back in. Now Henke with it here. Henke's going to find Lewis on the inside. Who's going to try to put a shot, and a little bit of a wedgie up there, up by the board. It'll be an Eagles possession here, as McCauley's going to replace Ehlers out there.
Talked about Balzer a lot this game, but we need to mention he's kind of like his polar opposite in Scott Lewis. Also very effective in the post and very effective footwork. He can be a dead eye from three-point land, so he's definitely somebody to watch out for. You got scorers like Morata, Henke, and Caruso out there. he's definitely a good option to go to.
Lewis, also a multi-time Defensive Player of the Week for the North Atlantic Conference as well. The tendency for kind of racking up the blocks out there. There'll be a travel call on Maranta. And now Jaden's trying to go up through the middle here. And that one a one there from Pui. So he'll get to take a shot from the line.
Pui so far has also been very active in this game. It seems like whenever a base shot goes up, he's always right there, just either getting a hand on it or getting the ball itself. So he has been very, very active, and expect more of that from this game.
Hui sitting right around a 70% free throw percentage. Will miss this one. Lewis is going to find Maranta out on the wing. Now Henke with it. Back to Maranta. Maranta put a few moves on here. Going to find McCauley up through the middle. Will Euro step on that one and will be fouled, so he'll go to the line to take a couple. As both teams will have a little conference down there. McCauley so far scoreless in this one, will miss the first free throw. As he's going to put this one short, but it's going to bounce its way up into the basket. The Eagles now out to a 19-13 lead. It's been a little bit of a run, though, for Bates. I believe the Eagles were up 18-6 at one point. McCauley finding Maranta out wide to Lewis. Lewis taking a shot, and he'll put that one in. He had Gotham all in his face, but still managed to bury it home.
Soft touch by Lewis right there. That was great awareness by Maranta to find the open man. And having the confidence in Lewis just to knock that shot down.
And that one will be a Bates possession here. That one sent in. Bates moving it up to 4. Asian's going to stop and take a nice jumper there right around the free throw line. As now the Eagles trying to bring it back up the other side of the floor. McCauley going out wide to Caruso. Asian up to 5 points here. Lewis is going to find Maranta out on the wing. Maranta going back in, trying to put a nice basket move on that one. I believe he gets fouled on the shooting play.
Maranta just has, what we call in basketball, a lot of hang time. It looks like when he jumps, he just stays there for at least 3 to 4 seconds. His athleticism is off the charts, and which is why he's been able to impact the game in more ways than one.
Maranta here going to the line to take 2. He'll put the first one along, bouncing right back out to him. Whole host of substitutions coming in here for Husson, as will be Caruso, Henke, and McCauley exiting for Balzer, Collin, and Neff. And Maranta will make the second one.
A lot of size on that court right now for Husson. You got both Scott Lewis and Jared Balzer, who don't often share the court together, so looks like Coach Caruso's got something up his sleeves right now.
This is a rebounding group, if I ever saw one out there, as Bajan again putting a nice play on. Eagles are going to be a mismatch in the paint down here. Maranta going back to Balzer. Collin, another player, got a lot of hops, so quite a bit of height as well. Neff going up top to Maranta here. And Maranta's going to give that one away as Balzer tried to go inside. Bajan, good defensive play there from Maranta. Bajan trying to go up through the middle with that one and find a player. Maranta managed to poke it away, but right back to the Bobcats, though.
It looks like Maranta on that last Husson possession, he was trying to find the cutting Collins into the paint, but then threw it away. But like you said, Avery, that was great defensive awareness by Moranta to get back, not even just disregard what just happened and just affect that play right there.
Referees having a little conference here with Coach Caruso. Caruso in his 30th season here with the Eagles. I believe he had 4 or 5 seasons prior to that were assistant coachings as well. So he's been here, and he also played for the Eagles, so he's been here for about 40 years now. Definitely one of the all-time greats for this basketball program. As Colin putting a nice basket on there.
That was absolutely terrific patience from Collins right there. Notice he had 2 defenders on his back, got better positioning, and put it right up with a nice lefty layup.
And a rebound here from Colin. It will find Moranta. Moranta taking himself, and he'll net that one home for the Eagles. That will also have another timeout here for Bates. And we'll take a quick one here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network as well, and be back in just a moment. And welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. I'm Avery Henningsen alongside Sam Miller here. Eagles right now up 9 on the Bobcats. Bajan's going to throw this one over towards High-Jess. Back to Bajan now. Bajan's going to take a 3-pointer here and net that one home again, as the Eagles have been strong. Bajan, that is, has been strong shooting the ball so far.
Yeah, it looks like it started out like really early in this game. Bates just could not find the basket, but Bajan had just been on a scoring tear as of late.
That one, a good bucket at the other end from Ward.
Yeah, that was an absolutely incredible finish there from Ward. You saw Moranta coming right there. Moranta challenged the shot, which is a very gutsy thing to do in a fast break play like that. But nonetheless, it was a great finish by Ward.
Bajan up to 10 now in this one. Looks like Balzer got caught on that one. Will be a 1-and-1 foul here as the Eagles are in the bonus.
Yeah, that play there from Ward, that foul, he was just trying to box out the 6'9" Balzer, which is an incredibly difficult task for anybody to do. Just looked like he locked him up right there, and as a result, Balzer's going to get this 1-and-1 opportunity.
And he'll make the first one. So he'll get a second shot here. As I think these are some important baskets here for the Eagles, as Bates was on a little 5-point run there after the big 3-pointer, followed by the fast break points. Not sure if the Eagles have made a 3 yet in this game. 0 for 4 from the 3-point range. Bajan's going to throw this one out to the corner. That one shot short. Second attempt, no good. So the Eagles will win this one. Nice move there from Neff. Will go out wide to Moranta. As I think everybody in the gym wanted Colin to take that one. Tries to find Balzer. Nothing there. Moranta will fall on it. Finding Colin again. Colin gets it taken away. And some good defense there from Bates.
Yeah, that was Elliot Kravitz right there, just stopping that wild sequence that we just witnessed. Like you said, the entire crowd was on its feet wondering why Collins did not shoot that ball. But once again, good defensive awareness from Kravitz, and as a result, set up another possession for his team.
Colin not having taken many 3-pointers in his career. That one a foul there on Balzer. It'll be Trace Gotham to take this one. Right now, Bates shooting 2 of 12 from three-point range. Definitely been heaving a few up out there. Balzer will depart for McCauley. We saw the Eagles bring in some more size out there. It didn't really seem to work. Bates Bobcats kind of went on a little run, brought this one close again. Now the Eagles bringing back out a few more guards out there on the floor. Be interesting to monitor that, the defensive changes out there as this one goes on.
Yeah, it's definitely very risky to run a double big lineup like that, especially as Neff knocks that one down. With Balzer, he's not exactly known for his perimeter defense. With Scott Lewis, he's a bit more well equipped with the perimeter. I think that's what Coach Crusoe was trying to do right there. But against a team like Bates, it's a very risky play that just looked like it didn't work.
That one, another nice basket there from Bajan. Part of the reason it didn't work is that Bajan kind of went off there after that timeout from Bates about 10 minutes ago. This one out wide to McCauley. McCauley trying to net home the first 3 of the game for the Eagles. Still nothing going in that department. Now going up through the middle basket there. That one, I think, a foul on Lewis. He tried to stop Kravitz on that one. And it looks like the Eagles are going to take a timeout here, as we'll stay here on the broadcast through this one. Right now, Sam, it's been kind of a back-and-forth game. The Eagles were up, I think, about as much as 10 at one point. Now Bates bringing this back to a 4-point game. They're really one big basket away from being just down 1 here.
Yeah, the effort on both sides has been absolutely terrific. We've had nothing but just tremendous basketball so far. For the Eagles, what they need to do is just keep crashing the glass. It seems like whenever the ball goes up for Bates, it just seems like everybody in that paint is crashing the glass. As opposed to Husson, sometimes it just seems like it's just one shot and out. So crashing the glass for both these teams is going to be very incredible and very crucial going forward. And as much as the threes aren't flying right now, still a pretty decent scoring game for these two teams right here.
The Eagles, 8 of 11 from the foul line, have done well off of those plays. Are out rebounding this Bates team 21-16 so far. Most of that coming on the defensive end. Have had the lead for about 90% of the game. So the Eagles still in the driver's seat, but Bates definitely bringing it back a little bit. I believe this will be 2 shots here for Bates coming up. Chance to try to make this a 1-score game, as that first one will fall.
Yeah, Bates is a very tenacious team. We talked about it at the beginning of this game. Do not let the numbers fool you. This team is very athletic. They're very scrappy. And they are, as we've seen today, they are a very, very talented basketball team, capable of getting any team a run for their money.
Neff with it here. Players all around him. He's going to go out wide to Maranta. Maranta will take a 3. This one going to bounce up and hit kind of support system there above the basket. So it'll be a Bobcats ball. As they're going to try to bring this one up the floor a little bit. The Ward's going to go out wide to Kravitz. Kravitz getting a little room to take a shot, and he'll drain that one home for the Bobcats. That one will go down in the books and the 3 right around that line. Now, tie ball game here between the Eagles and the Bobcats. That one will stay in possession of Husson, though.
Yeah, got to give credit to Bates for really fighting back. I believe, as you mentioned, Avery, the Eagles were up by as many as, I believe it was 14 or so. But Bates battled back, got a big scoring burst from Bajan, and are just playing excellent basketball right now.
And that one, a missed shot there from Lewis, will bounce up and hit the supports again. Now Bates here trying to bring it up the floor and get their first lead in about the last 15 minutes or so. Bajan taking a 3 here, that one off the rim though. Now Maranta with it. Going to take it right up through the center of the defense, out wide to Neff. Neff gets this one poked away, and he's going to keep possession of it, though.
We talk about Bajan, his impact on the offensive side, but we just noticed right there like how he was able to strip the ball away from Neff. He's been relatively quiet in this game. Bajan having a big impact in more ways than one.
Neff right now sitting around 6 points. Colley with it. It's going to go out to Lewis. Lewis putting a shot. That one no good, though, as Maranta and Kravitz get tangled up on that one. For Neff, though, coming into this one, averaging 23 points a game. Definitely a little bit of a slow first half of play. We've seen him pick it up a lot, though, in the second half of some games. I think that Bowdoin game earlier in the season, kind of a prime example. It's kind of his first coming out party.
Yeah, Neff is one of those players where it only takes one shot, and then he's absolutely on like a light switch. It takes one shot just to really get him going, and then all of a sudden he just turns into this monstrous scorer that we have seen him showcase this season.
In the first game of the season, Husson took on Bowdoin, a fellow NESCAC school of Bates. Wound up winning that game on the back of Neff dropping a 35-point, 10-rebound game. A lot of that coming in the late third, fourth quarter, and overtime as well. That's going to go up through and net this one home. Now making it 32-30 here for the Eagles. As that one will go in possession of Husson here. Looks like McCormick's going to come in for Kravitz out there.
Looks like Coach Caruso is really putting the line of just a lot of very athletic players who are looking to crash the glass and just keep up with this high athletic team that is Bates. Got to respect the decision there.
And a great attempt there from Collin to try to regain possession there for the Eagles off the shot from Lewis. The Eagles, sporting a very deep bench, has had a couple of good recruiting classes the last couple of years. Last year was a lot of freshmen. This year, multiple transfer students who have played some pretty significant minutes so far. A nice bucket there from Gotham.
You got to give credit to Luke Caruso. That's just great defense overshadowed by better offense. He had perfect positioning, perfect hand straight up, and he just could not get that one to.
And Collin will take this three. That one short off the rim. Taken right back by McCauley, though, and he's going to get that one taken right back off him. So Bates here with the ball. About 6 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. So Bates will have to get one off. They're going to throw this one out, though. So the Eagles here will have about 25 seconds to work with here.
Yeah, it looks like Bajan saw Gotham cutting it from that left-hand corner and just tried to get it to him, but once again just overthrew that pass, and the Eagles right now with a possible 2-for-1 opportunity.
Henke will replace Collin out there. Neff has it. Eagles looking to try to take some momentum into halftime. They had a pretty sizable lead at one point, at least double digits. And have kind of lost it here in this last 8 minutes of play in the first half. This one out to Lewis. That one blocked away by Pui, though. Bates here trying to get one last shot on, and that one gets caught up on the backboard. So it will be a 32-32 tie game heading into halftime, Sam. So far, it's been exactly what we talked about heading into this one.
Yeah, it's just really been a classic back and forth, which you love to see if you're a basketball fan. Husson, in the early get-go, it seemed like they were going to run away with this game, but Bates, with incredible effort, has battled back thanks to the offensive firestorm that was Mark Bajan right there. And we're in for a good one, folks, so sit tight.
Bajan with 12 points. Go along with a couple of rebounds in that first half of play. Ward, another player, 4 points, 6 rebounds out there for this Bates team. The Eagles so far in the first quarter of play getting led by Balzer and Neff, both of them at 8. Toronto right behind them with 7. So we'll be back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network in just under 15 minutes. Thank you for listening so far. I'm Avery Henningsen alongside Sam Miller. Please come back. Welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. I'm Avery Henningsen alongside Sam Miller, and right now we have a tie ball game here as the Eagles and the Bobcats are both at 32. The Eagles, they came out with a better start to that first half and then kind of gave it right back to Bates. We'll see what sort of adjustments got made at halftime between these two teams. Sure, we're going to see a little bit of different something out there.
Oh, absolutely. One thing we need to talk about is how these teams, we talked about how fast-paced of a game this is going to be, and boy, were we not wrong. These teams are tied with points in the paint. Husson has 4 more fast break points, but the biggest de facto thing for Bates that's been keeping them in this game is their bench. Their bench has 17 points compared to the Husson's bench, which only has 6. Their bench is really doing its part offensively, defensively, really keeping this game alive and really keeping this team alive in the get-go when they really need it. And as you said, Avery, we're probably going to see a lot of adjustments now, seeing now that these teams have kind of felt each other out. We're going to see what they discuss in those halftime locker rooms, and I believe we're in for a treat for the rest of this game.
Two very good coaches down there on the floor. John Furbush for the Bobcats in his 16th season, over 160 wins here at the helm of the Bobcats. They've made 9 of 14 NESCAC tournament plays in his years here. Warren Caruso, we mentioned him in his 30th season here with the Eagles. They've won multiple championships over that time. We'll see what comes out of it. I know you mentioned those bench points. I think a lot of that probably can be attributed to Mark Bajan, who I believe had 12 in that first half of play. And it's like two teams and or referees trying to confer about something down there. Might be possession of the ball. It looks like it will be possession for the Bobcats to start off with this one.
Yeah, going back to your point about Coach Caruso, Avery, I had the privilege of being able to attend one of their practices to talk to some of the players, and it was evident to see that while none of them said it to me directly, the way Coach Caruso spoke and his mannerisms on the court, is clear to see that the level of respect between him and his team is absolutely unreal. Talking about how good Caruso's been, and of course he's not slowing down anytime soon. Caruso, hats off to you, sir.
And Bajan will get the first bucket here of this first half. He's had the hot hand here about the last 10, 15 minutes of play. Has really been making a lot of his shots down there. As that one, some good passing leads to the bucket there for the Eagles.
Yeah, that was the defensive lasso there from the Cats. I mean, McCauley just came right in from the corner and had a wide open lane, just got right behind the defense and had probably the easiest shot he'll have all night.
Now the Bobcats here working. Cormack taking a deep 3 on that one. Will go too far with it. The Eagles getting a possession back. That's another thing I didn't mention right out of the break there. The Eagles so far scoreless from beyond the 3-point arc. Usually a team that shoots pretty solid from out there. They got a couple guys, Neff, Moranta, the 2 names that come to mind right off the top of my head, who are both excellent 3-point shooters. So far in this one have just not really kind of got it going.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better, Avery. I mean, 0 for 10 shooting threes is not exactly the number you want, especially in a tight game like this. You're going to wonder eventually when they fall down, as McCauley gets that one to go. You're really going to wonder when they're going to start falling down. Sometimes too much can be a bad thing, but who knows? You never know with basketball. It's a very unpredictable sport.
Well, I know we mentioned it just during halftime between us as the Eagles there laps on defense right back. Now the Bobcats tying it. But we mentioned it that even if you just get 3 or 4 of those to fall, all of a sudden, instead of this being a tie ball game, the Eagles would be up 9 or 10 out there. As McCauley gets fouled on the shot there. So he'll go to the line to take a couple.
Talked about halftime adjustments, Avery. What I've seen so far in this very early get-go of the second half is that McCauley seems to be a lot more aggressive with the ball. Seems to be cutting to the basket a lot more, attacking the basket a lot more, and making more decisions when it comes to having the ball in his hands. And that's going to be very crucial because when you're a guard like McCauley, who is very lengthy, can spread the floor very well, you're going to be dragging defenders right to you. And even though the three-point starts off falling, they're not going to hesitate when you pass it out and have a wide-open shot right in front of you.
McCauley in his first year here with the Eagles. Freshman starting out there on the floor and playing pretty significant minutes as well. As he'll make the first one, but not the second. So Bates regaining possession of the ball here. It's Bayesian with it. Eagles not trying to let him have any sort of shooting space as he'll take a shot there. This one poked towards the side and will stay with the Eagles here.
It looks like Bayesian was just took a bit of a circus out of her Balzer there. Kind of noticed that Balzer was in that paint and just really did not want any part of that. So just kind of threw it up and hoped for the best.
I think Bates right now trying to let him, they have that strategy of, they have a great defensive team out there. If someone's playing well, shooting well, you're just going to kind of give that guy the ball and let him do his thing as Neff puts a nice bucket on board there for the Eagles.
Yeah, speaking of get that guy the ball and just let him do his thing, Riles Neff, who has been, you saw just about 50% in this game right now. With your best player like Maranta struggling, you're really going to need all hands on deck when it comes to scoring the basketball in a tight game like this one.
Asian, a freshman out of Jacksonville, Florida. Right now leading this game in points is Neff taking this up the floor. He'll find McCauley, and easiest basket of his life will make it 41-36 and force the timeout from Bates here. So a good little transition there from the Eagles. It had been kind of slow going for a while. Now they're just getting it done a little bit. Kind of gone back to the roots. They're not trying to force those three-pointers. It hasn't been working for them. They've kind of gone to that strategy of, we're just going to get it done in the paint out there.
Yeah, this is exactly why patience is such a high virtue, Avery. It can do a lot of good things for you, including on a basketball court. We saw it right there. Balls are patiently waiting in the paint, give it a massive swat, and then set up that fast break point for his team. So, again, Husson has won that battle with fast break points, and the more the merrier, I would say, because it's definitely helped them in somewhat slowly but surely building their lead up to what it was before.
Eagles now back up to a 5-point lead. As Bayesian with it here. Going to send this one over towards Gotham. Finding McCormick now. McCormick's going to take a three, and that one home for the Bobcats. We'll bring it back to a one-score game.
McCormick has that kind of range. We saw it earlier when he took that deep three with Neff right in his mouth. His confidence is unwavering. He's very confident in his ability to score the ball. He's very vocal, very good leader. He can do it all on the basketball court.
McCormick, he's senior, went to Coney High School in Augusta. The player that both me and Sam, I think, we're familiar with in high school. Neither of us really played up against him, but just kind of one of those guys in the area, that Kennebec County area, that was kind of known for being one of the better scorers out there. I believe he's up there in some of the Coney record books for them in basketball, as he'll take another three here off the front edge of the board. Enjoyed himself a good career here with the Bates, one of their better defenders. Has led their team in steals several seasons in a row, and there's that first three there for Husson. It's kind of one of those ones where, like Pandora's box, once it's open, the Eagles might start getting stuff going out there on the three-point range.
Yeah, McCauley has really had an impact on this second half so far. Drove to the paint. So he fights for that one right there. But McCauley has really put a stamp in this game on the second half, and that's just what the Eagles needed. We talked about how your best player, Maranta, is struggling. It's good to see a young player like McCauley, freshman, getting his opportunity with the Eagles here, just to leave a good impact on this game.
McCauley now up to 11 points in this one. And there will be possession here to the Eagles. Neff looking to inbound this one. He'll find Balzer. Balzer's going to take a little fadeaway jumper. That one in and out. I think that was halfway down the basket. But Bates now bringing it towards the opposite end. And this one bouncing through. Balzer will take it away. I think that was more of a missed pass. It just found its way right into his hands. As Maranta fouled on that one.
I was thinking Balzer is a right place, right time kind of player. Because normally we've seen on a few of these possessions where the ball has either been knocked away or just lost in general, and it just wound up in his hand somehow. So credit to Balzer for being at the right place at the right time.
And Maranta's going to put a nice bucket on the board. That's what he's so good at, is those difficult baskets underneath. Seems to make more of those than just kind of open jump shots. I think he'd almost rather have a player in his face shoving him away.
Absolutely, and we talked about his struggles in this game, but that's what you love to see when you're someone like Maranta and when you're Coach Caruso. A player who's been struggling for the good amount of this game, but can affect a game in more than one way. So credit to Maranta for sticking his ground, getting that tough and one, and helping his team build up this lead.
Sort of shows how good Maranta is as well. We're mentioning that he's struggling in this one. Up to 10 points now. I think a lot of the Eagles fans are just used to Maranta kind of having his way out there sometimes. Certainly capable of having those games where he just explodes. There's another nice pass up through the middle there from Neff to McCauley as the two incoming new players here for the Eagles connect on another basket. There'll be a timeout there from Bates. We'll take a quick break here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network and come back in just a moment. Welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. I'm Avery Henningsen alongside Sam Miller. The Eagles now back out to a 10-point lead in this one. Came out of halftime tied with Bates 32-32. And now have earned their way back up to the top. A lot of that coming off of some stellar play so far from Neff and McCauley out on the wings. And that one a good bucket from Zahijes, who gets balls that are kind of caught in that gray area. Colin having it on the inside part of the play here. He's going to find balls there out to Neff. Now Maranta with it. Maranta's going to take a difficult three on this one off the front edge. McCauley will corral it though. Back out to Maranta now. Cross court to Neff. Neff right around free throw line, trying to put some moves on. He's going to get a shot off. That one too short though.
Yeah, credit to Zahijes right there from not taking away from that play. Neff is not a very hard or easy player to guard, so credit to him for sticking his ground and keeping up with that play.
This Bates team has done well out of the timeout plays. I think they've really used those well. I wish we could kind of track their points in the first couple minutes after a timeout. They've really kind of stepped up their game after those plays. That's a nice bucket there from Colin. We'll try to halt this little surge here from the Bobcats. Colley trying to guard Bajan there. That managed to trying to get around the screen. Bajan putting another one home here for the Bobcats.
And we talked about Bajan and how he usually comes off the bench during these games. And we've noticed that as Balzer knocks down that foul line jump shot, we noticed that the coach has actually just left him in. He started in the second half for the Bobcats and is just leaving an impact on this game, as we've seen.
Yeah, Bajan coming into this one averaging about 22 minutes per game. Has, I think, probably outplayed that already. A nice little behind the back pass there from Neff. Almost a highlight play on that one. And I think that's Maranta who gets fouled. But Bajan coming into this one averaging just over 8 points per game, up to 16 in this one, so nearly doubling that. Scored 15 in a game earlier this season for Bates. As Maranta's going to try to back down McCormick. That one, though, won by Bates off the missed shot. Will be a Bates inbound here. Maranta up to 3 fouls in the game so far. As miscommunication there from Bates leads to the Eagles ball.
It looks like Neto was trying to find, I believe that was Kravitz right there, just cut into the paint. That's not the first time we've seen him try to go for that exact same play where they've had a wide open lane to the paint but just overthrew that pass a little bit.
Looked like Kravitz wasn't quite ready for that one. It looked like a good ball in. Just a little too far out in front of him. The Eagles trying to use this mismatch potentially. As big three there from Ehlers. As the Eagles starting to open it up a little bit out on the three-point line. He's trying to pass this one around the arc. Go inside with it, missed bucket there. Lewis is going to eventually collect it, give it to Neff. Neff taking it up the floor. Going to find the no-look pass to Ehlers. Ehlers, though, missing it. McCauley's going to come away with it, though. Nice strength play there inside. The Eagles still with it. That was McCauley going up against senior Simon McCormick. Managed to rip it from his grasp. Neff taking the mismatch jump shot. As the Eagles starting to get it going offensively all of a sudden.
Yeah, you saw in that play, Neff he saw the matchup with Pui, and he immediately cleared his guys out. He's like, all right, I got this. Took the shot, took a little step back shot, bang, right in the mouth. Let's see what they can do from here on out.
Now Neff with it again here. Neff now up to 12. It's going to find Lewis. Lewis shot that one off the backside of the rim, though. Ehlers trying to pull it free. They're going to call a foul there on Ehlers. Looked like Coach Caruso didn't agree with that one. McCauley will come out after having an excellent start here to this second half of play. Big contributor with the Eagles getting back up 9 in this one. And Pui trying to put a shot up. This one's going to bounce around. And like a foul there on Pui.
Looks like there's a little collision there between Lewis and Ehlers. Like they both had a piece of the ball. And Pui, it ended up back into the hands of Pui, but Pui, again, just a little bit too much contact on that play. But here come the Eagles once again to extend their lead.
Now Neff going over towards Lewis. Ehlers with it. Neff back to Lewis. Lewis trying to go inside. That one blocked away by Pui. Maranta winning it, though. Nice defensive play from the senior. Neff is going to try to just put something up. Running out of time on that one. McCormick with it here. Guarded by Caruso. As Bates, the dunk there from Pui. As Babacar Pui goes inside right over the top of the Eagles.
That'll give some energy to the bench. You saw that incredible pass from McCormick there, and Pui with a slam. And you saw the excitement from the Bates bench, and he's hoping to get some life back into his team.
Maranta's going to hand this one over to Lewis here. And Maranta trying to spin his way inside. Neff with it. Neff is going to go up through the middle and try the lefty kind of around the back layup on that one. Didn't get it to go home. Bajan driving and won't get that one to go home. Opposite ends of the court. One of the star players for both these teams. Not quite managing to find the bucket. And Lewis there, miscommunication. I think he thought someone was driving towards that empty space. So it'll be Bobcats ball here right down in front of the Eagles crowd. It's definitely filled in quite nicely here in Newman Gymnasium. It's kind of a lazy Tuesday night. As that one a shot and nothing there. As Maranta's going to find Neff on the fast break here out wide to Ehlers. He won't take the shot, tries to go inside and get a shot up. Nothing there though. So again, Bates doing well on the fast break defense. McCormick open three on the wing. Won't get that one to fall. And it looks like Coach Caruso is going to take a timeout here for the Eagles. We'll be back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network in just a few moments. And a welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Right now, Husson up 7 on the Bobcats. About 8 minutes left to play in this one. As the Bobcats continuing to hang around, the Eagles have had a couple double-digit leads in this one. This one given into Ehlers here. Ehlers going to take a fadeaway jump shot. That one bouncing up, hitting the support system, and it'll be Bobcats ball.
Yeah, back to your other point, Avery. The Eagles have had a lot of runs, but they've been up by at least 10 and just looks super really good on offense. But have just Bates has been able to hang around, make some big plays of their own. We saw the dunk from Pui, a few big shots from some other players, and they've been able just to stick around in this game and keep it competitive.
This one bouncing out, shot deep three there from Grant Neto, the junior out of Gorham, Maine. As he just buries that one home from probably about a yard outside of the three-point line.
Neto is 60% three-point shooter coming into this game, so he is definitely a dead-eye range shooter for this Bates team, and very dangerous and someone to look out for as this game goes on.
And Neff with it here out on the wing. Going to hand it off to Caruso. Caruso finding Maranta. Now this Bates team playing some press defense out there, not allowing the Eagles much shooting room. Bates only down 4 right now. Neff getting a little bit of room from Balzer. Going to drop it out to Balzer now. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Maranta looking to try to get a shot off. Balzer from 3, just too wide. And I believe that will be a shot clock violation there on the Eagles.
Yeah, to your point, Avery, Bates has really picked up the defensive intensity. As we mentioned, Husson right now has a lineup of just pure shooters. With Maranta, Ehlers, Balzer, Neff, and Caruso out there. Bates giving them no room to operate, and as such, we saw the result in that last play.
Balzer will be the last guy. Not that he's terrible from three-point, has made a few in his career. Probably the last guy out there is Balzer coming up, swatting that one away, getting up a little bit slow after that play. Looks like he's grabbing that shoulder that has the brace on it. I think he jumped up and knocked that one clear. As he's up to his feet, shaking that arm out a little bit. Looks like he's going to stay out there. Will be possession for the Bobcats, though. That was one of those ones that it kind of went from momentum for the Eagles as the whole crowd got hype after that block. Then kind of a hushed silence for a second. It looks like Balzer's okay.
Yeah, we talked about how Balzer is not particularly the best three-point shooter for this Eagles team, but he showed us right there what his worth is. Getting up, clogging up that paint, as Ehlers knocks down a big-time three-pointer. Balzer clogging up that paint and swatting shots is his bread and butter.
That one from Ehlers, low three-pointer. Didn't really have a whole lot of arc on it, but right in there, nothing but net. This looping pass will find its way straight to Neff. He's going to get fouled on that play. Looks like Macaulay's going to come in and replace Caruso out there.
And for Bates, looks like Pui's checking back in for Ward. And Ward usually the starting center for this Bates team, but depending on the impact that Pui's had on this game, has made some big-time blocks, a lot of rebounds, and that one dunk on Lewis. He's put his paw prints on this game, no doubt about it.
Now right now, a couple freshmen leading the way for Bates in Babakar Pui and Mark Bajan out there. As Maranta trying to get a shot up, McCormick gets fouled in the transition by Neff. Just trying to loop around to the outside. And right now, this defense is looking strong against the Eagles. Obviously, had that big three there from Ehlers, had to go over the top of somebody. They're just not really allowing this Eagles team to get clean shooting chances out there. It can be a pace that's difficult to keep up for the majority of the game, though. Obviously down into this final 5 minutes or so.
They got to go back to that last play with Maranta. It seems like he's been trying to favor that matchup with Simon McCormick down on the block. It seems like every time he's got that matchup, they look for him. And once again, credit to Pui, who has been all over the place in this game. He interrupted that play as Maranta tried to go to Neff in the corner. And Pui, again, is just having a big impact for this Bates team.
And that one's going to be a foul there on, I believe, Macaulay. That puts all the players out on the floor right now for the Eagles at double-digit scoring and with at least 2 fouls. Ehlers up to 4 now. Definitely in foul trouble. As Cormick's going to fake out Maranta on that one. It won't get the shot to go home, though. As Balzer tries to put the pressure on, and that one's going to get thrown out, but off of Maranta. Cormick sends this one into Bajan. Bajan's going to take a 3. Had a Balzer all over him, and that one's going to be too far. This one sent all the way up the floor, and that's 5'9" Simon McCormick beating 6'9" Jared Balzer to the ball and managing to knock that one clear.
McCormick is a very explosive player. As you said, Avery, he's only 5'9", probably the smallest player on the court today, but his impact has not gone unnoticed. He's able to challenge those big guys like Balzer. We've seen him guard Maranta in the post a few times. He's very explosive, very, very secretly strong for a player of his size. Do not discredit his effort today.
Very tenacious defender out there. There's a lot of athleticism out on the court. Looks like he might have got the wind knocked out of him as he's going to sub out. Balzer will knock that one home. They'll put the Eagles up 9 now. Now this one tossed back across side to Neto. Neto's going to find Pui, who's going to take that shot a little too far. Now Neff with it is going to slow this one down. The Eagles here with the lead don't necessarily need to try to push it as fast as possible up the floor every single time.
It's very difficult if you're the Eagles as well. I mean, obviously, of course, any team wants to do is just run the floor, get to the basket as soon as possible. But to your point, Avery, as Ehlers gets open there and misses that one, what you want to do, especially in a game like this where you know you're in a tight contest, just kind of slow things down a little bit, take your time, and just play exceptional defense in order to just close this game out.
And when a missed 3 from Neto, Bajan with it. He's going to send this one out top. And that one a 3 and a make there from Sahajas, who brings Bates back within 6. Looks like the Eagles are going to take a timeout after that shot. We'll take a quick break here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network and come back with the final 3:30 left in this game. And welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. I'm Avery Henningsen alongside Sam Miller. Right now the Eagles up 6 here, 3:30 left on the clock. Bates, though, still right in it. Couple big baskets away from bringing this game right back tied again.
It just seems like they've been going back and forth. Both these teams were just making big shots. We saw the Ehlers 3 that brought the lead back to 7. But there's been some big-time shots here from Zahidjis, and I believe it was Kravitz as well, who have just been playing very well for these teams. So it's going to come down to the wire with this one.
And that one off of the Eagles will be out for a Bates possession here. Those are the type of plays you need to make in a situation like this if you're Bates. Plays where the Eagles don't score and you get the ball right back. Agent trying to work against McCauley here. He's going to find Gotham over towards Pui. Pui working against Balzer out here. Gotham taking the 3. This one's short and right into the hands of Balzer.
Yeah, we talked about Bajan and how he's normally a bench player for this Bates team. He has not sat the entire second half for Bates. Clearly goes to show how much he has just done for this Bates team. Scoring the ball, playing tenacious defense, very scrappy player. He's definitely left his mark on this game.
Bajan up to 31 minutes in this one as Neff puts a nice move on and gets the basket. Put the Eagles up 8 now. Play 31 minutes off the bench. Those are kind of Jeremy Maranta numbers out there. As Bajan trying to go up through the middle. He's played 31 minutes, scored 16 points out there. With a couple assists as well. Right now for the Eagles, Neff up to 14, McCauley at 13. Maranta has the double-double with 10 rebounds and 10 points as well. Another excellent performance from the senior.
Yeah, we talked about it all night, Avery. We talked about how Maranta is very good at impacting the game in more ways than one. We talked about how much he's had a bit of a scoring slump today, but he's had a bunch of good rebounds, a lot of good hustle plays. It's exactly the type of leadership you want to see and the example you want to set if you're Jeremy Maranta.
Bajan with it here. It's going to go out wide to Neto. Neto finding McCormick. That one too far, though. That one's going to be a backcourt violation there on Bates. They tried to get a little bit too quick with it. So a costly turnover potentially here. The Eagles will get the ball back up 8. Going to try to run some clock down here. They have some of their better ball handlers and passers out there. He'll be Neff with it. Under 2 minutes now on the clock. Neff is going to find a Balzer. Hands it off to McCauley. Maranta with it now. Finding Ehlers. 8 seconds now on the clock. Neff with it. Neff just going to take a 3-point shot. That one in and out. That one went partway down. That one's going to be a foul on Maranta. That will be his 4th. Now the Eagles with 2 players out there up to 4.
Yeah, Maranta's in disbelief about that one. It looks like he thought he got all ball right there. It sure looked like it from this angle, but the refs disagreed on that one, and nonetheless, here comes Bates with, I believe, a 1-on-1 opportunity.
It will be at Bajan to take this one. Bajan shooting 60% from the free throw line so far in the season. That one bounced off the back, but straight back into the basket. So that will bring it within 7 here for Bates. Bajan's second shot too far. That one bouncing right out, and Maranta will get the rebound. Now at Neff with it. You're going to find a Balzer out in the middle of the floor. Maranta now. That one poked away by Bajan. Almost a great defensive play. Will force the Eagles to try to take a shot here in the next 5 seconds or so. McCauley's going to take the fadeaway jumper. That one off the backside. And one by Pui. Now Bajan going up through the middle. He's going to find Neto. McCormick deep 3. And that one just too short off the front side. McCormick's taken a lot of pretty deep shots in this one. Definitely seems like something of a specialty for him.
He's definitely a very unwavering player. We talked about his confidence earlier in this game and how he does not hesitate at all to shoot those shots. Definitely something you want to think about doing with this game like this, but at the same time, though, no need to really rush anything. Of course, it doesn't really seem like that when you're playing with less than a minute left. What you want to do is really just try to find a bit more patience and try to look for a better shot.
And that will be a timeout there for the Eagles. We'll stay here for this final. About 54 seconds left on the clock. And Sam, what if you're Bates here, you're down 7. What do you do in this last 50 seconds to try to at least tie this game back up?
You just got to really increase the defensive intensity even more than you have been. We've talked about it all game, how the pressure has always been there, but at this point in the game, it's really got to be turned up to another level. Husson right now with a pretty decent lead right now, and Maranta, who's a stellar free throw shooter, can extend this lead even more. So what you want to do is get the ball off this plate, regardless of what happens. Take a quick shot, hope it goes in, and then just up the defensive pressure.
And Maranta trying to put this one away even more. He'll make the first one. Well, that will extend it to an 8-point lead for the Eagles. You would think Maranta would love here to try to make this a 9-point game. That would definitely require a few big threes from Bates. That one, though, a miss. So Bates here down 8. Going to look to try to get a few quick buckets here out to McCormick. Now going inside, and that's a foul there. So Kravitz will go to the line to take a couple. And that will put McCauley up to 4 as well. And I think these are some of those points that when you're down by as much as Bates are, you really need to make those types of buckets where you get the points without the clock running. First one, a miss though. Bajan trying to take the ISO play on this one, guarded by Neff. He's going to find McCormick. McCormick finding Pui. Now under 30 seconds here as the Eagles just slowing this one down, and that shot nowhere close. Like Maranta might have caught a piece of it.
Now you saw Eric Ayler's on the sideline getting ready to check in, but Caruso just like, you know what, let's just ride this out, see how it goes. He's got faith in his lineup. This line's got faith in him, so let's see what they do from here on out.
McCormick will take another deep 3 on that one. Won't get it to go home. Maranta's going to get fouled trying to bring it up the court. And making kind of a non-existent highlight 3 on that one that had already been blown dead. Took a jumper from probably about 38 feet out of the basket there on that one.
Yeah, Maranta may not seem like it this game because of his struggles, but he definitely has that kind of range. As we talked about, Jeremy Maranta, once again, a senior captain for this team, a very stellar leader. A lot to prove as well with a lot of guys such as Justice Kendall, Corey Humbles, and Jay Thomas, who have all graduated, who were huge impact players for this team. Maranta, as he gets another board right there, really proving his worth and showing why he is the de facto leader of this Husson Eagles team.
And the Eagles will run out the clock and improve to 5-0, continuing what right now is part of a run of their best start to a season in the last 5 years. And Bates will fall to 1-6 on the season. The Eagles will be going out to Vermont this coming weekend, Friday and Saturday, to take on Linden University. That will be the first 2 conference games of the year for the Eagles. We'll be back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network in about a half hour or so for the women's versus Bates game. We'll be back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network for men's basketball on Thursday, December 7th, as the Eagles will take on conference rival Maine Maritime. Bates will be traveling to Brandeis University this Friday, as they'll be taking on another non-conference matchup there. But we thank you all for joining us here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Make sure to tune in for that second game of the doubleheader. I've been Avery Henningsen alongside Sam Miller. Have a good rest of your evening.